Computer. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Be Inspired. This is an interview series where I'm going to be featuring women that are making a difference with their gifts and their talents to help others live better. So it is my pleasure to introduce our very first Be Inspired interviewee, Adrianne Gerard. Adrianne and I have known each other, I think we were just figuring it's been about 4 years. But especially this last year, she has helped me tremendously understanding more about holistic wellness and holistic healing, and had some very specific things that will probably come up that I can share as we're talking. But it's been my joy to have her as an addition in my life, and I'm looking forward to having you get to know her. So, Adrianne, if you would be so kind, and let's hear a little bit about your family, a little bit about you and what you're currently doing.
Sure, and thank you for that nice warm introduction, Liz. So let's see, the story starts over 6 decades ago when I was born in New Haven, Connecticut, to a large Italian family. Actually, I'm the oldest of 7. And during that time, yeah, very Roman Catholic. I used to say my parents were very good Catholics with no rhythm.
That's good.
And so from kindergarten through nursing school, I actually went with Catholic nuns in the days when they actually wore their nunnery outfit, whatever that their habit is what it was called. Mm-hmm. So you can imagine that's quite a different upbringing than a lot of people, but certainly is a large part of who I am.
Yes.
And then after I became a traditional nurse and did some things in the hospital, worked with oncology and various kinds of patients, I decided I wanted to get into big pharma. It was calling me, and I thought I had a vocation there, which I spent over 2 decades in big pharma and learned a lot. What did I learn? I learned that if you have trauma, we have the best system in the world here. If you have chronic diseases, maybe not so much. So how did I find that out? It was a personal journey. In my 50s, I developed 3 autoimmune conditions that I could not get help from in the traditional medical way. Unless they offered me the big guns, which were the monoclonal antibodies, $80,000 a year, toxic side effects, prednisone and all. But to give your listeners an idea of what this looks like, I'm going to show you a picture.
Okay.
Of 2009 when I had the revelation. I don't know if...
Oh my goodness, I wouldn't even recognize you.
That is what inflammation looks like. And so I discovered over my journey.
You still look pretty.
I had a pretty face.
Yes.
So anyway, I really didn't notice how I looked at the time, but I did know how I feel. So I was in pursuit of wellness, which brought me down a lot of rabbit holes. And I met a lot of awesome alternative practitioners, integrative practitioners. I've tried all kinds of things, some kooky, some effective. But on my journey to wellness, I learned one thing, because I'm currently in remission of my triad of autoimmune diseases. Magically, I was looking for health. In addition to health, my body set to its normal point and I lost 50 pounds.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. Yes.
It was huge. It was alarming at first. I wasn't sure, oh no, what else is wrong with me? I didn't realize that when your body finds its balance and its health, everything goes back to where it should be. And we all have our normal set point.
Sure, right. And health is really, for people that are, of course, focused on weight loss, the health of your body is what is first and foremost. I mean, I know that's what I've learned myself. And then your weight will then take care of itself. There's, of course, lifestyle changes, et cetera, but that's great. So what I do want to know, your family is 7. Do you have children?
Thank you. Yes, I have two grown, very handsome sons,
Mhm.
and one is a dad. I have two beautiful granddaughters, Sophia and Stella,
Oh,
who take
nice.
after their very beautiful mom, my daughter-in-law,
Right?
Carrie. Yes, and they pretty much embrace the same philosophy as well.
Right. That's great. And so they live, I think you've told me your sister lives in close to you now, that you're living in Milford, right?
Now I am. So in Pursuit, which is very close to New Haven. So when I pursued my big pharma career, I was all over the country in pursuit of corporate America
Sure.
dream,
Right.
right? And then, you get there and the Peggy Lee song, "Is That All There Is?" comes to mind, right?
Right.
And then I did a transition and gradually over the last 4 years into a more holistic nutritional coaching philosophy and passion. That's my true passion.
Right.
And so I moved to the shore. I live in Milford in Fort Trumbull Beach, a few miles from my sister. And that
Nice.
also was part of the wellness,
Yes. Yeah.
family, nature. I was just trying to incorporate all these things other than sitting in a cubicle in corporate America in artificial light
Hmm.
and all of that. It did take its toll on my health, as you could see.
Hmm.
And so every life change I've made recently in the last few years is only with the goal of improving my health.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you the one thing that happened to me during this whole our experience with, of course, being in COVID or, still in it. I know that, here we are in January, but I learned, 10 months ago, I didn't know what glutathione was. And when I started having some improvement with my hand with carpal tunnel, which is now it's perfectly fine, you were the one that explained to me what was going on and what it was that was improving it and why it was what was happening. And I have to be honest with you, when I was reviewing the year, because I went back through Facebook and went through and like looked at the timeline and was looking at all the things I was so grateful for. In a way, this whole thing that I'm just sharing about my hand, had there not been COVID, I literally was scheduled for surgery. But because of COVID, it was considered elective. Well, in that period of time, an additional 2 months after making a supplement change, my hand was fine. So when I went to the scheduled, finally got the appointment, I thought, well, I don't need it, but I'm going to go see the doctor anyway. And he said, no, you don't need it. Well, I look back and I think, well, thank you, COVID. It allowed my body to heal. And I ended up I didn't have to have surgery. Otherwise, I was in so much pain. I would have, of course, scheduled it if it was ready to go. So, but
I remember you going through that whole process. First of all, I'm very proud of you pronouncing glutathione. That was
I don't know how to
perfect.
spell it yet, but
That's okay. That's okay. But what I shared with you and what I learned in my journey to wellness was that glutathione is our master detoxifier. It's an antioxidant, which is made in our liver. It's made in our liver if our liver is clean and detoxed and functioning properly.
right.
In current lifestyles, processed food, air pollution, and perhaps smoking, I hope not, and whatever other lifestyle things people do, clogs up your liver, which is like a filter in your car, I'm told. I'm not really good with the automotive stuff.
Right.
I understand you should keep it clean.
Yes.
And so if it is clean and functioning well and you eat the building blocks, your body makes its own glutathione every day. And why is that important? All the offenders, the toxins that come to us, ones we don't even see or know about,
Right.
bacteria, viruses, toxins, molds, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But if the burden is too great, our body can't make enough glutathione to handle all of this, and that's where diseases start. It's where inflammation starts. And so, yes, as you mentioned, we were fortunate. It's early on very hard to find a way to add to your glutathione because it gets destroyed in the gut if you try to take it. You can have it IV, very expensive, not sustainable.
Right.
But we were fortunate to find a way to do it, and it helped your hand. I mean, that's one of the amazing stories I've
Right.
seen in a while. And
Right.
for me, it's helped me maintain and keep all of my autoimmune problems at bay,
Yeah.
which is super exciting for me. And anybody who suffers or deals with chronic immune problems,
Mhm.
autoimmune problems, knows what I'm saying.
Right. Right. Well, and I think that, we're both in our 60s, and I just know I have a whole heck of a lot more life I want to live. I have a little bit of that FOMO, fear of missing out. I just want to just live what I call like wide open, and till the day I drop. And in fact, I think I created a Facebook post where it says the whole idea is to die young as late as possible. So, which, I mean, I look at my mother, and that's another, she's such a great example of taking good care of herself and keeping her mind sharp, and everything that, like you were just saying about being around nature, that all of that is so part of you as all your whole wellness. It's just not what you're eating, what you're drinking, what you're exercising. It's the whole picture, isn't it?
You're absolutely correct. And for those of you who haven't had the chance to see Liz's interview with her own mom, it's super inspiring. It inspired me,
Yeah.
believe me, right? But one of my guests on one of my interviews told me that self-care is healthcare,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So a lot of us, particularly women, we're taking care of everybody else, and we're the last to be taken care of, if at all.
Mhm.
But you can't help someone if you're out of gas.
Right. Right.
So you have to take care of yourself first, whatever that means for you.
Right. Well, so Adrian, it's so exciting because I know that you still, you're in your still in the big pharma capacity, but I know that you are a wellness coach. So share a little bit about how that looks, and the type of, people that you help, and what your sort of specialty is. And let's hear a little bit about that.
Okay. Thank you. I have, again, as I said, my focus is on wellness and finding your health. And then I believe your body will make you the size and shape you're supposed to be, and everything else will fall into line. So I help people discover what that is. And so really, it's one-on-one. In fact, anybody who's interested can have a free consultation with me and discuss what their goals are, and I can let you know if I can help you or not. But if you work with me, what can you expect? You can expect to find your set point. You can expect to find your health and a whole new you.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. And everybody, I'll be giving you Adrian's information, so we'll do that in the comments of this thread of video. So real quick now, let's just go over 3 key points. If you were to just share something that our audience can take away today that can help them live better through your eyes, what would you suggest that they do?
There's, excuse me, so many, but let's see if I can distill it down to 3.
Okay.
The first one, I think it's for any important decision. You have to make a decision, right? Until you make a decision, nothing happens. And that's back to self-care is healthcare. So for me, my decision was take care of myself, and the results will follow. And I think, one picture is worth 1,000 words.
Yes. Yep.
That's been since 2009, so it's sustainable.
Yes.
The second thing I think you would agree is finding an accountability partner. For those of you who may not know it, Liz is my accountability partner.
Goes both ways.
And the value of that cannot be overstated, right? Doing it alone can be done, but it's lonely, and you have blinders. And if someone can tell you the truth in love, then that's your accountability partner. Highly, highly important, I say. And last but not least, this is critical. Give yourself some grace. You're not going to be perfect. Every day's not going to be perfect. You're going to have a lot of really good days. And if you slip or fall, whatever happens, tomorrow's another day. So just give yourself grace.
Right. Oh, I like that, Adrian. Well, this has been such a delight. I know I've been so looking forward to doing this with you and everybody. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I will have Adrian's information for you in the chat. And so please, like she said, if you want to have a consult with her, please reach out to her. I think that it would be fun for you to see if she can help you in any ways and make some suggestions for you. So thank you so much, Adrian. This has been a delight, and I will talk to you soon.
You, Liz.